this video also is just going to be on YouTube. Let's see if my friend has made a new character. Does not seem so. A friend of mine was like, yeah, I made my warrior died, but I made a new one. I'm like, alright, cool. I'll just get,
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
I'll get you stuff on your new character. Like, if you don't die, you like make it to tomorrow, and, we said, okay. I think that what I'm going to do is, because I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do the Red Ridge Mountain thing. Because I think that's a chain that leads back to here. Actually, I think it goes to a couple of different places. So that's the quests that we're going to do in this video. And I'll pass through Stormwind on my way there. And I'm still avoiding flight paths because of...
For the Alliance.
Because of the glitch that's happening with flight path disconnects, causing you to fall to the ground and die. The other people might be okay with that gamble, but I'm not. I heard that it's like Witcher 3 with portals, where there's just like a 1% chance you die horribly if you use one. And Jennifer is just blasting portals out constantly. Oh, this guy. But yeah, I have a friend who's playing a warrior.
Supply only the finest goods.
Or is allegedly going to be playing a warrior. They're like, oh, I'll give it another try.
Safe travel.
So, I've also played a warrior myself. And I want to... I know how to help them. But I don't want to, like, take over and, like, fully backseat. I think it's more fun for a person to play the game. So they came out here and I just said nothing. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm playing on this server, you can come find me. And here's the part where that connects to, like, the story and, like, the history of me playing this game. Is that everyone who was like, hey, come play this game with me, has quit. All of them. There have been no exceptions to that. My original, my friend Gliani, who got me to play the game in the first place, the very first time, he quit only a few months after me joining the game. It must have been like 4 months or so. So I didn't really get to play with him much at all. And then I was just on my own. And then I had some friends that started playing WoW, just completely unrelated to me, playing the game. And they're like, oh, well, you play WoW too, you should come play with us. I'm like, I play Alliance on this server, I don't know about making a whole other character. And they're like, oh, it's fine. If it takes you a while to level up, that's okay. So I made a warrior and slowly leveled it up to 60 to play with my friends over there. But I ended up not really playing over there very much because I was leveling a warrior on a new server without any real help at all. But I got to 60, I mostly played my mage. Didn't really think much about it. Then when Burning Crusade came out, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to do it, we're going to make a guild, we're going to do everything. And I'm like, okay, cool, so I guess I'll play my warrior for that expansion. And I stopped playing my mage entirely. I got my mage to 70, and then I switched to the warrior full-time after that. And we were like, oh yeah, we'll make a guild, and my friends are not good at running guilds. I wasn't interested in trying to run one. But, you know, they made me an officer in the guild anyway, which just means, like, I have the authority to, like, you know, kick people and invite people kind of thing. It's like a made-up, you know, management position. And I was doing stuff with them, and we just could not get people. And I wasn't interested in trying to run the guild. I wanted to play with my friends. And they were not good at running a guild at all. We could never get people. They made some choices that I think to this day were not good choices for how to handle many like social and mechanical things in the game, such as like raid positions and loot. It was just not good, and then they all quit. So then, well, not all. One stayed. Exactly, one guy stayed. My buddy Zephin. He's a better mage than I am. He's one of the people that I can confidently say that about. I'm not the best mage on the planet, but I am way up there compared to most of them. Which is why it's fun to play with mages that are better than me, because like I'm great at mage PvE. I'm really good at mage PvP. I'm not like a 0.1% though, like some other people are. I love playing with those people because I like being able to like see where I stand, you know, skill wise. It's very nice to actually know, rather than just thinking you're really good or thinking you're really bad and then like not really knowing. I'm going into Stormwind to find a gun. What I'm doing. And what is weapon training? Like 10 silver, I think, for a weapon? Yeah, I can give him 10 silver. I'll make it back. Let's see. Yeah, Zephin and I ended up joining another... I joined a guild, and then I got Zephin into it after I joined. I'm like, trust me, you guys want this mage. You want them. And they were like, okay, I guess. And they took me, like, oh, wow, yeah, he's good. Cool. Way to refer him over. And, you know, we did Serpent Shrine Cavern, Tempest Keep, Highjaw Black Temple. It's great. I had a great time. So the one guy stayed. And whenever people have like been like, oh, come play WoW with me, I'm like always suspicious. Like, is it really come play WoW with you, or is it you've tricked me into leveling up a character on a server where I know absolutely no one and wasted a lot of my time? So whenever someone like talks about playing WoW, I pick a server, I go and play on a server, right? Is there like a really low level gun? Yeah, this is the basic gun. Okay. That one's a scope. Jeez. Okay. Oh, there's even like cheaper or whatever. Yeah, we'll get the basic gun. Your name is Sweatiest. I'm not buying from you. Wish I could see who these people were. Okay, so get this. Now they need money for training also. Whenever it comes up that someone that I play World of Warcraft and someone else does and they're interested in playing together, I tell them, I'm on this server, and that's where you can find me if you want to come play. Okay, send mail to people. Hey, yo. Here, take this gun and go to Stormwind. Take the tram in the Dwarven district to go to Ironforge and buy gun training from the weapons trainer there. You'll have to buy your own ammo. Okay. Here, and you can also have this. Okay. Make sure I have their in-game name right before I send this mail. Okay. That's what they say it is. Okay. Send a message. Sent you an in-game mail. Can pick it up in Goldshire and Elwyn Forest. Mailbox 1 hour from now. Or later. Okay, and sent them a little message. Alright. Onward. I mean, it leaves me really low on money, but whatever. It's just silver. It's not like it's full-ass gold pieces. And usually people don't come to play WoW with me. I can't think of any one that has. But the person I played Dungeons & Dragons with decided that they were interested in the hardcore challenge specifically. I said, hey, here's where I'm at. And they did come and play. So I let them kind of do their own thing. And they're like, oh, I died. I'm like, okay, cool. They were loosed into the world freely with no guidance. And they played and they made a second character. They remade a character after they died. I'm like, I'm going to try again. I'm like, okay. This person actually came to play. So I want to invest more in them. Because I've put a lot of, like, time on characters that just didn't go anywhere. And it was not fun. It was not fun at all. And I'm interested in seeing if they do complete the challenge or not. And I'll tell them all the tricks I know about being a warrior. But one of the things that makes it so much easier to start out is having a ranged attack. You think, oh, I'm a warrior, I'm melee. Like, no, you have a gun or a bow and arrow or a throwing dagger. And is if you charge into a camp filled with bandits, they're just gonna chop your feet off and feed them to you. Bad. 6 guys will all rush you, and you have no way to escape as a warrior. Much safer if you pull out your gun and shoot one and bring it over to you. Much better than body pulling too. Body pulling is a term which means you walk up to an enemy until you get close enough that causes it to react and come after you. That's called a body pull because you're pulling the enemy towards you using your body as opposed to a ranged attack. And that gets warriors killed. You mean this quest has no objectives to track? I guess not. So I have to go to Lakeshire to turn in this quest. And I think this also tells you to go to Darkshire too, which is frightening. But yeah, I want to mail my friend an in-game weapon. They gotta buy their own ammo. This way it'll teach them where to find ammo in the game. They'll have the gun, and they'll need to know where to find ammo, so that's why I'm saying, like, oh, you gotta buy your own ammo. Fine, don't give me fort. I still need to make a bank alt. I think I'm gonna call it, like, Notice Me Maywix or something like that. Probably what I'm gonna call it. I have a very cursed priest that I made with an awful username. I don't even want to repeat it. It's bad. It's bad. Which is funny because, like, I wanted to make that one the bank alt with the cursed name, but I'm actually like, it's so cursed it would be funnier to play with it. And then make the Notice Me Maywix. I might make that one a warlock. I need to find out what, like, the level cutoffs for certain professions are. I think it's 10. You want to take your alt to 10. But I think that's what I want to do. I want to make a warlock for my bank character and name them Notice Me Maywix. If it fits in the character list. If it doesn't, it's probably just going to get named I Love Maywix. Like I-L-U-V Maywix. So I'm a huge fan of Maywix's art. I still think Kiddu's art is my favorite stylistically of all of the artists that I enjoy. Kiddu's art is the reason I learned to draw in the first place. And I'm still, studying and, ongoing practicing. It's all because of Kiddu's art. Like, I saw that, and I'm like, I want to be able to do something even close to that stylistically someday. It's just the way that Kiddo does their outlines and shading and overall texturing is... I'm really into that. But characters, from like a character standpoint and like the design of the characters, I really like... I think Maywix is the one that I like the most. For raw skill and execution, I think Siamano and Personal Amy are like tied, in my opinion. I think Siamano's... I think if you like look at technical, like if you were trying to grade it like academically, I think Siamano is better. But I like them both the same way for skill level. Personal Amy draws a lot more like fantasy characters, though, and Siamano draws a lot more like real people. He's probably like if you sat down and like analyzed it, Siamano's probably actually the best out of all the artists I like, but I definitely put him and Personal Amy at the same. Kiddo still has my favorite shading and everything, though. Shading and outlines. Maywix has probably got my favorite characters. That's a lot about art, but it's, you know, that's why I want to name my Warlock I Love Maywix, or Notice Me Maywix. Just because it's funny. And, like, when you have a name like that, I always hope that someone else that knows of the reference will say something. Because it's like, I want to attract other people that know of their art. Would be a fun thing to do. Because I could just name every bank alt, you know. Like, Kiddo fan, Siamano fan, Prywinko fan. Okay, so at the very far end of Elwyn Forest, you cross into Red Ridge Mountains. I don't want to talk about Red Ridge Mountains much yet, but it's another zone, and it's a difficult zone. The geography, like the topology of it, is difficult. The enemies in it are difficult. The enemy layout is difficult. This is a rough zone. And in PvP servers, this is the first contested territory you encounter as an Alliance player, so there can be Horde here that just lurk to just gank you.
Light bless you.
Level 16. Let me start at 16. Yeah, this is a scary place. Like, this is where violence starts to happen. And like, even just walking into the zone, you can hit dragonkin that shoot fireballs. And, you know, you saw all the trouble that I had with fireballs with Defias Pillagers. And that is also a threat here from the Black Dragon Whelps. There's a lot going on in this zone. It's a good zone though. It's rough, and there's a lot of good stuff going on. Like right over there, there's a Black Dragon Whelp ready to chuck fireballs at me. And look, they're so close to the road too. You can just be walking down the road and have them start shooting at you. It's just, this place is really threatening. It's just danger everywhere.
Greetings.
Okay, that wants me to do stuff. I'm not doing that right now. Pick up the flight path while I'm here. I have to go into the inn or the mayor area. Now okay, I have a funny story about this. This right here, this little character Sean with the exclamation mark in the background is a quest. And it wants you to go find Hillary's like lockbox or something that she dropped by accident into, like, the little girl next to him is Hillary right there, and she like dropped a box of things in the lake, and the quest is to go find Hillary's lost whatever the hell it is, right? And in the United States there was a bit of a scandal where a political figure named Hillary Clinton who works for the government, and she was doing government business, and she was doing it using her private personal email rather than the government business email. So she was potentially breaching national security by sending emails with her own normal email and not her business one. And that shit would get someone, like, insanely fired from a job for doing, and it didn't happen to her. And it made certain other politicians extremely angry that action was not taken against her for that potential breach of security, frankly. And the whole thing got reviewed. They went and looked up all the emails that were sent, and it turns out none of those emails that were sent using her personal email had sensitive data in them about anything that was going on. So it's like, hey, you really can't be doing that with your email. Thankfully, none of the emails had anything that is, like, potentially harmful or sensitive. And then that was it. It was just okay. And so that was a little political scandal that happened in the United States. So in classic WoW, when I was leveling up again, someone asked, what's in Hillary's lockbox? And then someone just replies, her emails. And I just started laughing because I love political humor so much. As long as it's not political humor at the expense of, like, other people. That's crappy. But
Can I help you?
what's in Hillary's lockbox? Her emails. That shit. I got stun locked for a second. Okay. So this person has information for me, and they want me to take it back to Red Ridge. And it's going to be a long, stupid walk.
You need something?
Bring Parker's lunch to guard Parker. He patrols the road leading to Darkshire. I can't do it.
See you around.
Sorry. You're going to have to flirt with that guy on your own without a delivery messenger. I am level 17, and everything out here is very scary. I don't want to go near any of it. I'm just here to do this one quest, and that's it. So the whole point of this quest is, one, to introduce you to Red Ridge Mountains, I believe. But for the story, you are being sent here... For the story, you are being sent here because the... What's it called? The Defias gang, which you meet at the very beginning in the vineyard. And you meet out at the farms in Elwyn. And that you see at the camps and farms in Westfall. They're doing something. What are they doing? Nobody knows what they're doing, but they're doing it. And this guy's like, look, I know. I'm an intelligence officer. I can tell you things. Take this information back to Brian Stoutmantle. And I'm like, alright, bet. And that's what we're doing. He's like, I have really sensitive, good information about what's going on. Let's take it back there. And normally you would just get on the thing and fly back. Actually, I'll just hearth back. Bastard. But I'm worried about flight paths glitching, so I'm trying to stay on the ground. I'm trying to do what dwarves tell me to do and keep my feet on the ground. Actually, remember I have a hearthstone this time. So I go out there, I get that, and he's like, go back to Brian Stoutman. And I believe he gives a quest. I think this is Defias Messenger, is this quest. Let's see what it does. And if it is, I know what to do here.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
Okay.
Be careful.
Oh, go to Mathis Shaw and Stormwind.
Light bless you.
Alright, I'm gonna do that later. Or, well, I mean, I guess I should do it now. The thing is, I need to get linen cloth to make my friend some bags. Because they just restarted a new character. So I need 6. And then I need, how many total? 24? I think that's right. I think it's 24 that I need. Because it's 4 bags times 6 each, yeah. So I need to get 24 linen cloth to help out a friend of mine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to go to Stormwind.
Away.
I don't know how long it's going to take me to get the cloth.
I need to get closer.
They're talking about the Defias Messenger in there. I think that this little quest train I'm on is the one that leads to it. I'm pretty sure, though, that this quest also takes us to Darkshire. And if it's not, then I think it's the one in Redridge that does it. Okay, that's right. The Smuggler's the ranged attack one. So I'm going to use a Frost one for my last attack. And then wand it. It's fine. And I'm going to keep focused on the lower level enemies. The green, the number. If an enemy's number for its level is gray, it no longer gives you experience points. Still get loot, but no experience points. And if it's green, it means it's lower level. And if it's yellow, it's, you know, equal or slightly higher. If it's orange, it's much higher. If it's red, it's way higher. Don't mess with that. And this is an indicator for something called weapon skill. If
I'm out of range.
an enemy is a higher level than you, it will have a higher defense skill, which makes your attacks and spells less likely to hit it. So an enemy that is 3 levels higher than you is much more difficult to hit than one that's the same level. Generally, you don't want to go more than 2 up, because when it's 3 higher than you, that's when it gets really bad. However, it also works the other direction. If an enemy is a lower level than you, you are much more likely to hit them. Really, I did all that and got no cloth. Let me go to the Knolls. I feel like I got good cloth drops from them when I was fighting them. I did that whole camp and got nothing. Just sounds really crappy. The weapon skill is most important in... What's a good way to phrase this? Here's some of the most important things about weapon skill and defense skill. It's most important for tanks. If you are fighting an enemy that's a boss or that is 3 levels or more higher than you, there is a chance you get hit by something called a crushing blow. And this can happen outside of raid fights also. If an enemy is orange or higher level indicator from you, it can deal a crushing blow, which does plus 50% damage. That's a lot. You don't want to get crushing blowed. You don't want to get crushed, is what it's called. You don't want to take a crushing, as it does extra damage. It's real bad for your health. You can't crush enemy mobs back, unfortunately. That's just a mechanic that's for the NPCs. And in tanking, you want to use a variety of like skills and abilities to make sure you don't get crushing blowed. And if your defense is higher than an enemy, I believe enemies can glance you. And that's another issue, is that if your weapon skill is too low compared to an enemy, like if you're attacking an enemy that's 3 levels higher than you with a weapon, with a melee attack, you might get something called a glancing blow, which reduces your damage by half. Now, if you can raise your weapon skill, it reduces the number of these glances that happen. And if you can even reduce it by, if you can even increase your weapon skill by as much as just 5, it means you do significantly more damage to bosses with those weapons. It's why there's an item in the game called Edge Master's Handguards that is extremely desired and expensive and sought after. because it increases your weapon skill, which means you aren't going to glance bosses. And you will do tons more damage as a result. Very powerful. And this affects spells also. If an enemy is 3 levels higher than me, I think I have like a 17% chance to miss. But if an enemy is only 2 levels higher than me, I think I only have a 9% chance to miss. There's a very significant difference. Are you effing kidding me? I'm gonna have to do pulls here to break up this camp. And it's hard to get hit in this game. Hit as the stat, like accuracy as a stat, is hard to get. It's only level 11? I don't get XP for this one anymore. That's lame. Okay. So I guess I need to go somewhere and fight other ones. These ones aren't going to be giving me a lot of experience. Because I want to still get experience while I'm trying to get this linen cloth. Hey, there's 3. Yeah, I'll go further north and fight the other gnolls after I get rid of this one. Eat my free apple while I'm at it. Now, there's a lot of math behind your weapon skill, hit chance, defense, things like that. But it comes down to make sure you get plus chance to hit, plus chance to hit with spells, and get weapon skill if you can get it. Humans start with bonus weapon skill. Is it K? No. Spell book. M? No. L? What is the spell book? E. Humans start with extra sword skill and mace skill. So at the, end of the game, we want to use swords or maces because we're more accurate with them. Like a human sword rogue is good against bosses. At least I think it's sword rogue. Okay, I'm gonna go further north. To try and find gnolls that will actually give me experience. To get this linen to make these bags. That one's a 13, I can fight that one. And a lot of that doesn't come into play until much later in the game, though. Oh, you're level 20, you're fine. Okay, so if I stand here, it shouldn't be able to hit me at all. It has a bow and arrow, but I'm too close to it. So even though it could use a bow and arrow to shoot me, I was too close for it to use its bow and arrow. But I was too far away for it to use its melee weapon. This is something called dead zoning. And if you're in that small dead zone where neither of their weapons can target you, they just don't do anything to you. They just stand there frozen. It's a very powerful tool to have against hunters, the character class hunter in PvP. Because if you stand at just that right position, I think only their scatter shot can hit you. Which is what they do in that situation. Is it level 20 mage just out here wiping this camp for why? Who knows? They might be doing the quest chain, but started at, at a higher level. Because they want the higher level later quest, but they have to do the prerequisite one first. Well, I think I explained that in a previous video. You level 11. All level 11. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Oh, no. There. Stay frozen. That's up by where the... It's north of where the Defy... North by where the Defias pillagers were. And hopefully they'll drop linen. How many do I have? 13? I don't need that many more. And that's going to be all I do in this video is... I went and did the thing with Lakeshire. Picked up the quest there. Told some more stories. Ah, yes. I think there's actually a quest for these. I forgot to pick it up. Okay, here we go. Get this one. Yeah, these are the Knoll camps that I farmed to get the money during the AQ event to get my first map. Okay, so what is it? Start here. Switch to that one. Pass this. Do I need to do this in a fire blast? Yes. And I'll pop this one with a frostbolt. And everything is good. Got him. And I need to med, but I want to back away from the camp before I do it. That way, if there's any respawns, they don't respawn on me. I'll go over there. Making bags, the fact that bags don't soulbind is kind of cool, because that means you can pass them around between alts. Oh, soulbinding. Let's explain that. So to prevent people from, like, selling items and transferring, like, really powerful raid items around to other people, as a way of, like, preventing the economy from being weird, the game has a mechanic called soul binding, where an item, once it's equipped, becomes bound to your character, so that only you can ever equip it. You won't be able to sell it or trade it away to anyone else. And what are these little jackasses doing out here?
It's too far away.
There's a thick, scary camp there. I'll have to clear space to do this camp. Oh, there's a rare spawn there. Well, depends on how much, much time and what I can do here, if I can get that enemy or not. I think it might be too many enemies to fight. Yeah, let's see what this... See, that's a silver dragon around its picture. That's a special enemy. It's called a rare spawn. And those always drop, like, special loot. Some rare spawns are, like, camped and, like, farmed on purpose.
I'm out of range.
What are they? It looks like they're all melee. Yeah, I can do this. I feel like someone's gonna come in there and steal that kill from me, but it'll be slow, but I can... Unless that enemy has like a snare or a root or something, then it could be really bad. Oh, that one is a ranged one. Okay. Oh, it doesn't even pull the whole camp. Alright. See if I can keep one enemy. Nope. If I shoot the one, it keeps all of them aggroed, it looks like. So what I did there is I shot the one enemy to try and just kite the singular enemy. But it looks like they don't pull with the boss. Boss, quote unquote, right? It looks like they don't pull with the boss. And since they're not pulling with the boss, that one's a ranged one. You gonna die? Yes. Okay, so I got hit by an enemy and got dazed. If an enemy hits you from behind with a melee attack, it can daze you, which slows your speed down by half. And it also will, if you're mounted riding on your horse, it will dismount you from your horse. When you have a bunch of enemies like that, if you get dazed, you die. Like, that's generally a thing that happens. So seeing that pop up on my screen was pretty scary. I felt pretty good about it because I had a good distance away from their spawn point already. I wasn't that worried about it. Okay, I think I'm going to stick with fire for the range. Then we'll get some more distance and then I'll actually fight this one. Yeah, but the main thing I'm worried about is I don't know what the rare spawn's ability is. I get that this guy has a ranged attack. Some other people are melee. But what does that enemy do? He has an axe, so I'm gonna, like, I get the impression that maybe he's a melee character. But what else could he do? Very scary. I'm not joking when I say it's very scary. I mean, it's, like, actively worrisome. Because he could do anything. Okay. So, there's another quirk about rare spawns that I think I'm witnessing right here. The reason that the boss has not walked over, I believe, is because the rare spawns are not necessarily socially tied to the camps that they are nearby, because they are not a normal spawn. What's that do? Spirit reduced by 4? That's okay. So I'm suspicious that that's why this enemy did not come running towards me with the other ones. So now we'll try to fight this rare spawn, this boss here. I'm gonna wait till I have full mana for it, because I don't know what they're gonna do or what they're capable of. They have a different ability than they always have, like, some type of ability. Some type of special attack or trait or quirk or something like that. And it looks like I still have an escape path that way. So I'm going to put myself over here. Do this. Start with the ice spell and see how it goes. Good frostbite. Perfect timing. Might not even have to worry about what he does. Yep, he didn't even get to me because of the frostbite proc, so I didn't have to worry about anything. Nice. What does he drop? A two-handed sword is what he drops. That's cool. It's Sergeant Brashclaw. And I got enough linen to make what I need to make. Okay. How many bolts do I need? This, let me look. 16 there. I only need 12? Yeah, I have enough. Okay, cool. When you look at your interface for your professions, it shows you the number of an item that you can create with the materials. Materials are referred to as mats. With the materials that you have in your inventory. So since I have 32 linen cloth, I have enough mats to make 16 bolts of linen cloth. And then I just do the math from here. I need 3 bolts for this, times 4 bags is 12. I can make 16 with the mats that I have. And it's like, oh, okay, I have enough of that. So now we're going to go to Stormwind to turn in that quest. The Defias Brotherhood. And I'm going to go make those bags, and then that's going to be it for this video segment. Testing out new recording settings. I haven't done video production in many years. I've done live streaming, but not like produced and published to YouTube videos. And things have changed in literally 10 years. Most of the work that I did was from 2009 to 2016. So it's been a long time. Most of that was in 2012 and 2013. Like, it was steadily more and more and more all the way through 2013 until League of Legends Dominion closed and I stopped commentating League. Once I stopped casting tournaments, I didn't really do a lot. And since then, there are new video encoders, there's new software, and I spent a couple hours today learning about it, which is why I'm recording this to put on YouTube. And I didn't live stream this episode because it's like, why stream for just an hour? I'll probably do like a big stream in the next couple days or something like that, where I sit down and do it. But it looks like I found a good video encoder. I just need to figure out how to get it to work, because I did the video encoding and it was audio desync, and this happens all the fucking time. You get audio desync very commonly when working with doing video, produced video, and it's always just a setting that's set wrong. That's it. It's usually just that easy. You just need to find which setting you need to switch and adjust, and then it's fixed. But in a new piece of software, learning which thing was adjusted isn't always easy. Now, there's a short list of things it can commonly be, but finding where these settings are in a new piece of software to adjust those common things it takes a little bit of time. So I need to sit down and just get used to the software and try to do a few different encoding presets and look at some things, and I'll be able to get it fixed. Just a question of when. Because I record these videos in really, really high quality. Because I have a computer that can do that. I'm very fortunate in that regard. And YouTube does not play that video back at anywhere near the quality I recorded it in. So I did like the first 11 videos in really high quality, and it's just absolutely crystal clear. Looks just like the game. But then you watch it on YouTube, and the grass moving, just look at the grass, watch. Look at on the light side of the screen. Okay? Just look at how blurry that probably is as I'm moving the camera around. Just look at all of the grass becoming a blurry mess when I do that. And it's like, look out in the distance between those two trees, the top middle of the screen. Just look at it, look at it, look at it. It's I feel like it's most noticeable in the bottom right corner of the screen area. And that pixelization, those little squares, that digital artifacting, is not present in my recording. Well, okay, it's not entirely accurate. There's a very teeny tiny bit of it. You never really completely get rid of it. Maybe on a really powerful system you can, but the knowledge that I have always been told by other people is you can never truly have it be perfect. Okay? But you can make it significantly better and borderline indistinguishable. And on my computer, it's like that. Like, I'm just fortunate to have a good machine. And that World of Warcraft is really old. Older games tend to record much better than newer games do. For a variety of reasons that I just don't want to get into. A lot of talking. And technical BS. But on YouTube, even though I have these really high quality videos, YouTube's video player only plays at a certain quality no matter how high the video quality of the video that you feed it. So I can give it this amazing high quality 45 gigabyte video for an hour and 40 minutes of recording. It just looks fantastic. And then it just looks painfully average once it hits YouTube, because there's something called bitrate, and I don't know what the bitrate YouTube displays at. I need to find out what it is so I can set my recordings to that, and then not have to do any post-production. That'd be very helpful for me. It's been a long time since I've done YouTube and whatnot, so I gotta learn, and it's fun to learn. It is. You know, it sounds like I'm complaining, but it's like a new thing that I get to do and engage in. And I get to learn about it. And I love learning about the tech. That's one of the things that, coming back to an old video game like this, with a greater understanding of the technology that was used in it, the code and how it works, I learned a lot about, like, things called triggers, like event triggers. I learned a lot about that from video game speedrunning. And taking all that knowledge that I have, I'll play old games, and it's cool to see how all those things worked and know where they're working and see and understand how they're implemented. And it's a very fun additional layer of entertainment that I get out of a product these days. Is it locked? This is where the PvP stuff happens. Yeah. I thought it'd be locked in this server. You could still buy the PvP trinket. You can still buy it. That's stamina. People don't really want that. 2 attack power mace. Oh my, that's a druid thing, I think. Hold on to that for a second. Yeah. A streamer that I randomly ran into while streaming, they came by my chat, and then I went and watched their stream the next day, told me about this. Normally you can only get this from PvP. You have to be like rank 3 in PvP out of 14, where 14 is the highest. So it's really easy to get. But since the PvP is disabled on hardcore servers, I didn't think you could get it. And they're like, oh yeah, they put a vendor outside that just sells that one PvP item. And I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. So people that still want to do dueling, you know, like 1v1 PvP, can still have a trinket to use in PvP, which is neat. Alright, here's the quest.
Well met. Greetings. For the Alliance. Go with
Okay, so you need to take this report back to the guy in Westfall. And I think, I swear he sends you to Darkshire at some point. But we will see about that. First thing I got to do after this is I have to go by the tailoring place. I got to make those bags, and I need to send them to... a person. I need to send it to my friend's second character. And just, I hope that they're alive to receive it. I do hope that they are alive to receive it. I need to make that bank alt also. So I can keep all my really important stuff away from the character that I'm playing. So that if, you know, something unfortunate does happen, like I make a horrible mistake or the server has an issue, like the game itself has an issue, then I don't lose all that. Like, the idea, I think, is to only keep the things that you are using on the character that you're playing. I'm being a absolute trash bag in the chat. Please disregard. I need to go to the tailoring person to buy thread so that I can make the bags. Okay, so it's 1-to-1, so I need 12 of them.
What are you looking for? Have a good
And
one.
then I need to make 12 of these. Actually, I'll make all 16. Because then I'll make it into something else after that to get a couple more skill points. Make a couple of these to get it. So I was talking about how I made my own pants once, because I'm like, I'm a tailor in World of Warcraft. I should do tailoring in real life too. It was just kind of a funny thought that I had. And long before I made those pants that I needed for work, because I needed pants for work, I, along with a friend of mine, made the top for the vestments of the Shifting Sands. And we never did get around to making the bottom of it. I don't have a reference to show for that, but you can look up screenshots online for vestments of the Shifting Sands. And, you know, we were building them, we were making them for a friend of mine to wear. The top of that garment takes like a half a yard of fabric. There's not a lot going on. And part of that was because, ooh, this dress would look pretty hot. But also because it was so little fabric, it was very easy to, not easy, but it was very, like, inexpensive to do because it required so little material. So it was a really nice practice piece of like, yeah, let's do this and see how it turns out. Because there's not a lot of material cost to actually make it for like a cosplay type thing.
Safe travels.
And we didn't get to put all the chain and accessories on it, but and we never did get to make the bottom part of it because, you know, just other things happened. Oh, I was supposed to make pants. Whoops. I accidentally made an extra bag. Oh well. Accidentally made an extra bag. Just sell the thread. It's just copper.
Hello.
Okay. The bolt. You know what? I'm gonna sell that mace. I mean, it's a lot of... If I knew I could just hand it to a druid... Like, I tried to give an item away the other day, and it was, like, actively difficult. I don't remember if I got that on camera or not when I did that. I don't remember if I recorded that. But I tried to give away a wand and a bag to a new player. Or just a new character. I mean, maybe it's their, like, 40th character that they've made. The player has made, like, a lot of characters. But just to a new character, right? And, what ended up happening was I had to go through like 5 people before I found someone that accepted the free wand and bag. I had 2 people tell me, no, I'm good. I had 2 people that didn't reply. And then I had one person be like, yeah, how did you find me? And I had to explain to them how the /who function in the game worked. Okay. Here, have this bags. It is helpful to have bag. I should make a character named Dado. Oh man, and have them be an alchemist. Holy shit. That's such a good meme. That is such a good meme, I can't even fucking explain it. Oh my gosh. I'll try to explain it while I head back to Westfall. I would hearth back, but I have time on the hearth before I can use it again. Dado is an
Hello. Hey there.
practices
Later.
anomalous pharmaceuticals. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. But you can go on the internet and look up SCP
Safe
Dado,
travels.
D-A-D-O. And it's hard to explain it. You'd have to like read a whole bunch of things of your own volition in whatever order you like to understand it. But the point is, Dado make good drugs. You trust Dado. That's the best way I can explain it. Dado make the drugs you need, and you trust Dado. I should make an alchemist named Dado. Holy crap. It's so funny. As the fictional character Dado is responsible for a lot of wacky things with their anomalous pharmaceuticals. And, Dado doesn't use capital letters because his keyboard's broke, because the hamster sits on it. And sometimes his spelling is bad because of the hamster. It's a really cool character. The person that invented Dado is, it's brilliant. It's so well done. It's a community project also. So there's multiple authors that have contributed to who and what Dado is. It's great. And there is a horror aspect to it. If you like horror sci-fi stuff, reading about Dado might be something you're really interested to. But the thing is, you really gotta give it a chance. Because I didn't get it at first, and I had to read 3 or 4 different articles on the website before I started to even like have an idea of what was going on. I still would say I don't fully understand what's going on. And I think that's a good thing, considering the medium. I'm gonna do that. I need to do that. What's a good class for that? Probably Druid. Make a Druid fellow. Because I don't know, I feel like Druid and Alchemy go together. Warlock and Alchemy, maybe. I feel like Warlock is way more Dado than Druid is. Because, you know, he's an educated person and he's creating these things. It's not like a nature thing, like he's doing science. Warlocking is like science. Yeah, I'll go with that. Dado would be a Warlock in World of Warcraft. You have 7 int, okay. And I would hearth back, but my hearthstone is not available. It's down. When something is on cooldown, which means there's a time delay before you can use it again, we just refer to it as saying it's down. So my hearth is down, it's unavailable. And I would take the flight path, but I've explained that, I feel like, enough times. There's been some weird glitchy shit with the flight path, and I don't want to risk a whole character over that. So until I hear that it's fixed or stop seeing reports of it being an issue, then I'm just going to walk everywhere and kind of hate it. But I developed a skill for speaking back when I used to commentate League of Legends Dominion. I had very good teachers. People like Forecourt Jester and Chobra, who really helped me get into doing this thing that I do now, where I have this skill at being able to make videos and host shows and blah blah blah, XYZ, WVUT, etc. I'm really thankful to have had their help and guidance early on. I think I'm a better person for it. Although I do have a really bad habit now, as a result of doing solo commentaries so much, that sometimes I don't leave enough of a gap for other people to talk. And I need to really work on that. I need to remember to give cues and give people time to respond, because I'm so used to filling dead air, quiet, right? Moments of quiet in a broadcast are dead air, like this. That's just dead air. It's just quiet for 7 seconds. You're here for entertainment, I would assume. And if there is dead air at all, that's just boring. That's just time for someone to be like, change the channel, go do something else. So I want to be able to keep talking, keep performing, so that the audience doesn't get bored and wander off. And so that they don't be like, is my audio broken? And they're like checking on things just because I haven't said anything. But yeah, I've noticed I've developed a kind of bad habit where I do too much of the trying to host thing, that I forget to stop and like let it cook and let people respond. But I catch myself more and more when I talk over people and be like, well, hold on, you were saying something. Finish your thought and then I'll talk.
Need help? For the Alliance.
Track down the Defias Messenger. Oh, okay, we'll do this quest first. I know how this quest works. So the moment that you click that quest, it spawns the Defias Messenger who comes out of Moonbrook. And they will walk north up this road. So what I want to do is I want to go to that road as quickly as possible and intercept them. If I remember right, that's how the coding works. The moment that you pick up the quest, the Defias Messenger spawns, and they walk the street. And all I have to do is get to the road, over here, and then I'm going to turn left and walk down it. And hopefully I will be able to intercept them. If not, I'm going to have to start asking in trade, or not trade, in the general channel, like, hey, has anyone seen Messenger? Chill out. I'm almost to the road. Yeah, they should have just spawned when I picked up the quest. I believe that's how it works. Unless they have already been out on the map. In which case, they will, if they're already out on the map, then they won't spawn at Moonbrook. Moonbrook is this town down here in the south. It's not a friendly town. It's like where enemies are at. So I walk all the way out to this road, and then I start walking south, and I should just run straight into them if they spawned at Moonbrook. If I don't see them after a little bit, then that means they are already on the map, and I have to go looking for them. Now, a lot of new players don't know how this quest works, which is understandable. This is just a piece of, like, knowledge I picked up throughout the game. So I'm going to get to here. I'm going to wait. And then eventually they will, they should come out of here. Unless I was too slow and then they were out ahead of me, which would be weird. I don't think they move that fast. They spawn a building back there and they walk out. They go this way and then they go this way. But I don't see them rendered in the distance out there. I'm going to guess that means they're already out on the map. Okay. I'm going to guess they're already out on the map. They should be on this road. Let's see what the quest says. On the roads. Yeah. I just walk this whole road. Walk all the way up it, walk all the way back down it. Yeah, typically I get to this road and I meet them somewhere in halfway. At least the last, like, 3 times I've done the quest. We're going to go up and down this road a few times to see when we run into them. And they have a couple of places that they stop at. I don't quite remember them all. They do go into locations. So we'll do this quest, however long this one takes to do, and then that will be the end of this segment. That's just a gore tusk. I'm like, oh, I see movement. Yeah, I think I'm going to level up a priest with a really cursed name, but that's not going to be on the recording. And then I think I want to make that, I want to make a bank alt called I Love Maywix. And I might, I know it's a lot to make a 3rd character. Make an alchemist named Dado. It'd be so funny. I feel like I just don't want to use the name if I'm not going to play it. It'd be absolutely sadness. Yeah, I think this is as far as they go is here. I'm gonna walk back down the road the other way. I don't like this coyote in the middle of the street. It's not safe. Okay. Okay. Go back the other way. Still sad that I saw that dwarf priest that was dead the other day. They were just running and jumping around like a maniac, and then I saw them dead 10 minutes later, and like that person needed some work. Okay. So we'll go down this road and see if or when we run into him. I can ask where Messenger is, and maybe someone in the general channel would know, but I'm gonna have fun trying to find them on my own. Generally, running up and down the road or waiting out in front of Moonbrook for them to spawn is the way to do it. I'm gonna get rid of these creatures on the road, even though they're not worth XP. Just so they're not in the way. That one's worth XP, though.
It's too far away.
Normally I have the error messages off. Like, when you heard him say it's too far away, it's too far away, I'm out of range, I don't have mana. Those error speech effects, normally I play with those turned off, but I figured because it's a hardcore challenge, it would probably be beneficial to have an audio cue to let me know those things if my eyes are too busy looking at 12 different other things. Man, imagine playing a DPS warrior in hardcore, like, and like marketing yourself as a DPS warrior. That's such a scary thing. Like, I get it, warriors are very fun to play. It's a lot. Like, culturally and socially, that's a lot. It's hard to, like, explain, contextualize. I could ramble about it for many minutes. I think the best way to describe it is people need warriors to tank, and every warrior only wants to DPS. That's an ultra simplified version of it. It's much more nuanced than that. But generally speaking, that's the situation. Everyone wants this, and they don't want to that. Ow! Gouged me or something. He's shanked me with his bird claws. And the reason I don't want to go in here looking for them is because there's Defias pillagers effing everywhere. And they kill you. They're just so outrageously deadly that I don't want anything to do with it. I should be getting XP while I'm here. Just fighting things along the road as I see them. Just for the sake of getting numbers. Oh, that was it. Okay. Because I could just be walking up and down this doing nothing. And I don't know, if I have mana, I might as well spend it. If you have meter in a fighting game, spend the cash. Alright, this is a little weird. I feel like I haven't looked this long for Messenger since the first time. No, the second time. I'll shoot you. You're the victim. Give me your points. I need your points. Yeah, I believe the messenger walks into locations to talk to NPCs. And I don't want to go into locations. It seems like a good way to die. I guess I could walk down a little bit to, like, look at them. And see if I see it without having to fully enter an area. Quarry over here. I'm gonna stop here. A looter. Person. Another looter. I'm not seeing the messenger. At least not outside. Okay. Let's get away from that. Go back to the road. And go back up to the mine again. I hope I didn't miss it in the process. I mean, actually, if it was alive, I think it would be either walking into or out of the area. I don't think it passes it. But it has been a while. There we go. And I'll go up to Jangalode Mine again. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. But the whole zone? Oh, I haven't discovered the bottom and right side portions yet, but the Dead Acre and Moonbrook and whatever the... No, I did discover Moonbrook. And then whatever that other thing is in the hill. I forget if I kept the hops for that or not. Maybe they're in my bank. Still haven't seen it. Wonder if I abandon and pick up the quest again, it'll spawn it. Maybe someone killed it. There's a real possibility. If I don't see it on the way back, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to abandon the quest, pick up the quest again. And see if that will force it to spawn. Wrapper. Other thing, other thing, other thing. I don't see it in there. Okay. We'll run back to Moonbrook. If it's not there, I'm going to go to Sentinel Hill, abandon the quest, pick up the quest, and see if I can force it to spawn. It's possible that I caused it to spawn, and then someone killed it because they had the quest, and they just saw it. Or they were just a person that saw it and killed it. These things happen. I gotta keep getting points while I'm doing it. It's a really good Frostbite proc. Ooh, baby. When the enemy can't even get to you because of Frostbite. God, that ability is so good. But people will tell you, no, don't take it. It's bad for AoE farming. And I'm like, only if you're bad at it. If one Frostbite screws up your AoE kite, you're doing it wrong. Because you can keep them contained with Frostbite by kiting them in a tiny, tight circle. It's one of those, you know, it's like the scene from Pearl Harbor, the movie, where the guy playing FDR stands up and is like, don't tell me what can't be done. The FDR, the person who was playing President Roosevelt in the movie. Forget the actor. Okay, so Moonbrook, Sentinel Hill. Then pick up the quest again. That's one of the things about this game. Sometimes quests are super quick. Sometimes you're just out here trying to do one quest and it takes you a while. And the thing about it is that sometimes the fact that a quest took a long time is its own story that's interesting in its own way. So it's like, oh man, it took me forever to do that quest. So it creates its own memorable experience, even though maybe there's some of a negative trait attached to that memory. It's still a thing that you remember. And when you look at them in like a, you know, sterile, analytical environment, it's like so degenerate. Man, I remember that one time when I sat for like 6 hours waiting for an enemy to appear in a video game. Wait until the code decided to randomly give me the number I wanted. Like, wait a minute, so you sat around looking at your computer screen until the correct sequence of numbers popped up in front of you? Yeah! It sounds so dumb when you're reductive like that. And it, you know, it's sad, but it kind of is a bad thing. However, when you do this with other people, then it's just like a thing that we did together. Here, have int. I can has fort. I see you have a full mana bar. No? Maybe? Please? See, you have full mana bar. I see that you have a... I gave you int. Please respond. Ah, there it is. Great. I got there and found it, and this other person just took the kill. Now we need to go forcibly spawn it. That sucked. I gave them int. They didn't give me fort. They took my mob. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Maidenless behavior. Alright, now you need to go force it to respawn. So that's a thing that happens. People will just kill the messenger when they see it. And who knows if that person has the quest or not. But at least now I know the messenger is off the map. If I had Blink, I could have gotten in front and picked that mob, but I don't have Blink until 20. Gave them in. They didn't give me fort back, and they took the monster. Ugh. I try to be really, like, helpful to people in this game, but, like, really unaware, greedy behavior like that. People are not good to each other in MMOs anymore. It's really about winning rather than about community, and I don't really like that, which is why I kind of stopped playing.
Well met. Safe travel.
Okay, let's sell some stuff.
How are you?
Like, all of these things. Wait, that's a flask of oil. Let's sell that too.
See you around. Hey there.
I gave you int and you can't give me mark? Hello? Why don't people share in this game? Every time I see a mana bar, I put int on them. It's a hardcore challenge. So little buff sharing. Community dead. That's one of the reasons why I, like, never came back. The community was just the server for a really long time. But then, it became possible to play the game in a way where you did not have to interact with other people more than once. So you were just effectively like a random person on the internet. Okay, so picking that up should spawn the messenger.
Go with honor, friend.
Yeah, I want to talk about that for a second. The, when you played this game, your character was on one server, and there was no way to leave your server. Once you made your character there, it lived there. That's its home. I played on Kill Jaden's server. And you got to know the other people on the server because you would see them in Trade Channel. You knew who the alchemists were. You knew who could, you knew which mages would give out free portals. You knew who the good healers were and things like that. Guilds knew each other. You'd see certain guild tags and, you know, recognize the people. And then at a certain point, they made it so you could transfer servers. So if you were a tremendous douchebag on one server, you could just leave the server to a place where no one knew you. And then later on, they made it so that way you didn't have to meet people at all. You could press a button and the game would group you up with 5 people at random. Or 4 other people. They'd put you into a group of 5 at random. And then what would happen is you just go get teleported to a dungeon, and you would do the dungeon. You would just never see those people again because they were picked at random. And then this was like cross-server. So it didn't matter what server you were on, you would get grouped with people from other servers. So there was literally, there ceased to be any community in the game because it was not required to play the game anymore. You did not have to meet people. You just had to be your character and press your buttons, and then the game would just match you up with people at random to do dungeons. And for a lot of people, that made the game not appealing to them anymore. And so much so that World of Warcraft's subscription numbers declined steadily since Wrath of the Lich King. They have never recovered to what they once were. Meanwhile, Final Fantasy 14 is popping off hard. People really like that game. And WoW will never be that good again. It just straight up will never be that good again. Because there is no such thing as community on it. Because you don't need to be a part of a community to succeed in it. You can just be by yourself, out for yourself, and whatever. That's why I didn't play Legion very long, even though I thought Legion was a very good expansion. I played that shit for 6 months, and I just never met anyone. I didn't know anyone. I thought, yeah, I'll play World of Warcraft, and I'll make, like, new digital friends. I didn't meet a damn person playing it. I could name people from Vanilla WoW. Callan, Nahoa, Flaky, Absolute Sin, Lead Poison, Mugs, Elf Master, Bloody Fist, Holy Heals, Shot, Mini Boba, Tiger Lily, Tashina, Twix, Absolute Marie. Oh gosh, who are some other ones? Lunkar, Liony, of course, Cobra Strike, Turkman, Aurori. I thankfully still talk to Aurori to this day. My buddy Grunge, who I also thankfully still talk to this day. Geez, who else did I play with back then? There's so many people out there that I knew. That's from Vanilla WoW, not Classic. Those are all people that I met and played with in Vanilla. And I'm lucky enough to still be in touch with Aurori, and see, that guy gives me a buff, I give them a buff back. Polite, it's good. I see a mana bar, I give it a buff. Yeah, those are all names from Vanilla WoW. And in Burning Crusade, who did I play with in Burning Crusade? It was Raya, Dreadnought, Baileron, Sivant, Cacao, Urhi, Samick. Who else did I play with? Lunarest, Blood Vessel, Reaper X? Or was it? He had an odd, like, suffix to his name that I don't remember off the top of my head. Trans was a hunter. Zombie was a rogue. Gosh, I'm trying to think of who else was in there. That was, you know, not my friends that I played with, like Zephyr and Zariath and Alessandra, Nessa Rose. You know, my like, longtime IRL buddies that I played with. I'm talking about, like, the names of, like, the other people. And those were all, like, Burning Crusade era. Oh, Cleffa, Celistia. There's another two that really liked gaming with. Mango, Acela. I'm, like, trying to think. There's a lot of people. You know, 25-man rating in a couple different guilds. 40-man rating with Vato Clan. What were the guilds I was in? Cataclysm and Spoonfed in Burning Crusade, and it was Vato Clan in Vanilla WoW. I do not remember what it was in Lich King. Like, in Wrath of the Lich King is when you stop needing to meet people. Like, I was in guilds with people, but, like, we didn't really talk. I didn't need to do anything except raid with them, and then eventually you didn't even have to raid with your own guild. Oh, there was Hordtriss. Was another person that I played with really early on. They were in Mirror Image, which was the very first guild I was ever in. Evermore, and he also played a character named Lena Inverse, which I think both those were named after anime characters. But he went by EV. There were some other, like, ancient names. Vindicta was a rogue. Yeah, well, just so many people that I gamed with back then. Oh, Mitchy Slick. That's another one. just a looter. You pick up the quest, right? Yeah, the Defias Brotherhood. Gently look around Moonbrook. They spawn around this corner, is where the messenger spawns at. Around that building, then they walk out of there, and they come this way, and they walk through here. Oh, Devone. Really liked Devone. There's another person that I raided with. When was Devone was Wrath when I met them. But yeah, just a shitload of people. And then I didn't really meet anyone in Legion at all. I could not name a single person I played with in Legion, and I, like, did heroic raiding. Like, I had AOTCs for the Ahead of the Curve achievements, for, like, you know, I had all of the, I had every AOTC up to Gul'dan. So, like, they just killed it. Where was it? I was just on this road. Must have just walked over the corpse. Okay, well, I'll wait for the respawn. And yeah, I just didn't meet people in Legion. I have, like, video of me doing bosses in Legion. In Nighthold. And I think I have a couple from Emerald Dream. But I could not name those people without looking at the video. It's, like, really sad. And when I played Classic WoW, in Classic WoW I did meet people in Classic WoW, but only on WoW. I did not know them anywhere else other than WoW. I didn't play anything else with them other than that. But there's great people. It was Electrocutie, Jessel, Ronfar, Smack, Grumblestone. Geez, who else was out there? There is the messenger. I'm gonna go for him. Don't you? No. Got him. Deal.
I'm out of range.
See that guy? He invited me to a group because I knew he was looking for the mob. I tagged it first in case he wasn't going to be cool about it. There you go.
That spell isn't ready.
Got it. GL, HFGG. No, you didn't take it? Bro, if you don't take it, I'm going to take it. Oh, you didn't loot it. Okay. Alright, if he's not going to take it. Look, he cheered at me and said thanks. See, that's what I'm talking about. That first person that went through, they just walked up, blasted the messenger. They didn't buff trade. They just didn't party invite. And I was prepared for it to be the same case with that guy. You know? I thought I was going to have to fight him for the tag, so I ran up first, hit the enemy as quick as I could. You know? But earlier, that guy was on the road, and he gave me a buff, and I gave him a buff back. And then over there, he invites me to a group. And I just took the invite, not knowing anything. I waited. Now, there's an important note to this that's, like, subtle. I waited after the invite. I stopped doing damage to the messenger. Because a thing that can happen is, you invite someone to a party, you join the party, the enemy dies, but it dies before, like, the code checks that you're in a party, and you're attached to the combat with that enemy. So even though you're in the group when it died, you didn't get credit because you didn't do anything to contribute to the combat against it, or weren't in the party long enough for the game to detect it. So that's why I stopped DPS for a second, waited until they went in and started doing something, and then resumed attacking, so they didn't get caught by that little quirk of the code, and were able to get the credit for it appropriately. All of that shit happened in that, like, little tiny short instance of time. I do need these leggings. Actually, I should have need rolled on those, but I was trying to be polite.
You need something?
Okay. Actually needed those items.
Have a good one.
Where is it? No, not there. This button. Yeah. Plus 2 int. 1 int I think is either 15 or 25 mana. Something like that. I used to have that number memorized. I don't anymore. Man, this went on so long trying to just get the... Trying to get the person. Defias Brotherhood.
What can I do for you?
Okay, wait. What was the...
Be careful.
Hold on. There was some other one more to that? Oh, okay. I gotta do the... I think I gotta advance the People's Militia quest before I get the next one.
For the Alliance.
Okay. Whatever. Alright. I'm going back to, That's it. That's gonna be all for the recording. I'm going back to the inn. We didn't get a lot done today, but it was a fun day. Got to talk about and think about people I, talked to in a long, long time. I still have some of their emails. I should just, like, blindly email them and be like, hey, what's up? Was playing classic hardcore. Remembered we had a good time a long time ago. Hope you're doing well. And send out some emails. Might really give buffs on myself. And then that'll be it after I get my mana bar back up. I want to be fully prepared for tomorrow. Or whenever it is that I play next. Like, I don't know what to do next. Did some quests today. I did that, and there's just nothing else going on. So, like, what am I missing here? I don't know. Why did that button look a little weird? Whatever, that's it. It's the end of the segment.